Hey guys, and welcome to the Lazy Lemon Creations podcast. My name is Lindsay. You can find me on Instagram as Lazy Lemon Creations, and you can find me on Ravelry as Lazy Lemon. This is my podcast all about the crafty things I get into, like crochet, knitting, diamond painting, cross stitch, and that's about it. So let's get into it. I live in the heart of the New River Valley with my husband and our 2 kids, and it is currently Thursday, January 15th, and it's like 4:15 in the afternoon. No, not even. It's like 4:12 in the afternoon. My kids are upstairs. They are taking a bath so that we can do a movie night tonight. And yeah, let's jump into it. So, first things first is some FOs that I have. I guess it's just one FO, but I'm really close on the second one. So let's get into it. And it is my Palm Spring Knit Picks Felici socks. Both of them are done. And for these socks, I do a 2x2 ribbed cuff for 20 rows. Then I do a 30 row leg, heel flap and gusset, a foot, and a toe. And that's what I do for my socks. I knit these on ChiaoGoo red lace. That's really not going to show up whatsoever, but ChiaoGoo red lace, 32 inch cable. The needle itself is a 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter, and I knit those magic loop. For the socks themselves, I started them on December 1st and I finished them on January 9th. So I finished them just after my last episode that I posted. And those took me a lot longer than I thought they would. With the holidays, getting sick, everything else, I really slowed down at the end of the year. Picked it back up in the new year, finished the socks off, and enjoyed them. So I need to post them on Instagram that they're done and post that everything else is in the works. But yeah, this pair of socks is the first pair for 2026, done out of my stash. I have not weighed them yet, but I am guessing they're about 60 grams because that's about how much my socks typically weigh. Anywhere from 56 grams to 64 grams, so an average of 60. Yeah, for those socks, and I really enjoyed those. Speaking of, I need to spin the wheel and pick a new Felici color. I have a daily decision wheel on my phone so that it takes all the thought out of it, so that I don't even have to worry about what I'm actually going to pick. And I haven't spun it. I'm just trying to get it to pull up. I have every Knit Picks Felici that I own in that wheel. There's a lot. Just take my word for it. And I will spin that. Actually, you know what? Let's do it together. Let's go ahead and spin this wheel and see what it's going to give us. Is that Buddy? It is. That's the Buddy the Elf colorway. That is not showing up on camera whatsoever because of how bright it is. But that is the Buddy colorway there, maybe. Hey, look, you can see yourself. Okay, I like that. A little bit of Christmas in January, because why not? So I will dig around and find that yarn and get those started soon. I'm excited for that. I should have filmed that so that I could have it on Instagram, but that's okay. All right, next is nothing that is finished. Everything else now is a whip. So we are going to go in order of closest being done to just started. And the first thing that is close to being done is this black void of yarn. No, I'm just kidding. It is a muscle burra, and I am at the first row of decreases. I just put in to start decreasing, and so I did a full round of counting, and now I need to add the stitch markers so that I can section it off to do the decreases on this hat. The last time you saw it, it was right there with my little owl, and I knit all of that. Yeah, I knit, what, 2, 3 whole hands? I knit a lot on this muscle burra. It is actually supposed to be gifted tomorrow to its recipient for her birthday, and I should finish it tonight during the movie because, like I said, all I have is the decreases left. But this muscle burra is the softest thing I have knit up in a long time. It is out of yarn from Hobby Lobby. It is called Baby Bee Sweet Delights. I'm going to show you another skein in a different color, but it's the exact same stuff. This yarn right here, this one's called Baby's Blue, and I'm going to make my son a hat out of this. But it is 60% acrylic, 40% polyamide. Okay. Thought I could read that upside down, but I definitely couldn't. Actually, see if I can get the label to focus there. There you go, looky there. And so this is, I'm assuming, a DK weight yarn. Not 100% certain on that, but I am knitting it as if it was a DK weight. And I am doing ChiaoGoo red lace 16-inch needles, and these are, was on the first needle, I just didn't pull it well enough. This is a size 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter needle, and it has worked up beautifully. It is so soft, and I cannot wait to get this finished for its recipient and gift it to her tomorrow. Oh, I'm sitting here yapping. I'm not even paying any attention. It is resting in my bag that I got from Tamra of Caffeinated Craft Mama. My orange and dragons, 2 of my favorite things. The black is actually called Soft Licorice, and this is the label for it, so I could have just pulled this out. But yeah, this is the label. The yarn is wonderful to work with, and I actually have 2 more hat orders outside of my son's blue hat, and they want it out of the same yarn, so I get to go to Hobby Lobby and buy more yarn soon, which makes me very excited, but it's not stashed because it's a custom order. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know what else to talk about right now. Oh, yes I do. We're talking about whips. Hello. Okay, so that's the first thing that's going to be finished, is that hat, and hopefully it'll be finished tonight. The next thing that I want to talk about is my Freckled Whimsy Christmas Club sock that I'm working on. I finished the first sock. I have not woven in those ends. Pay no attention to those ends behind the curtain. They are not important. We're going to slide it on this blocker though so that you can see all of the amazing stripes on this. So it is a 6-stripe repeat on this sock. Beautiful colors, and I have all my stitch markers here that are keeping count of my rows so that I can make the socks the exact same size. But yeah, beautiful dark green, light green, pink, orange, blue, and then really pink, or I guess that could be a red. In person it's more of a hot pink instead of like a cherry red, but for the sake of the camera it can be red. But yeah, I have the first sock entirely done, and on the second sock I have made so much progress on this, guys. Like, you should be so proud of that. That's my cuff, and I am only 4 rows onto this cuff, and that's okay. I have 2 weeks left to finish this sock because I want to knit the sock in the month that I got it. I don't have the label for this, but it's Freckled Whimsy. It is her Serendipity base, which is a 75-25, And this is a Kitschy Christmas, Kitschy. Don't know how to pronounce that. But yeah, that is what I'm working on. Again, these socks are on ChiaoGoo red lace, 32-inch cables, 64 stitches around. My recipe that I use all the time. I don't change it no matter whose socks I'm making. So that has been my work. Did I drop a stitch? No. I tightened a stitch. Okay, well, I can go back in and fix that with a darning needle. I can go in and pull the legs and make it a little bit more even right there. It concerned me. I thought I had a hole in my sock. I was about to be worried, but I'm not. So that is my second WIP. That will be done sometime within the next 2 weeks. And I am enjoying that. That is living in my Mountain State Stitches Christmas bag. Look at all of these flowers. They're so pretty. And she actually just had a shop update yesterday for some Valentine's Day bags. I have no idea if they are still in her shop, but they were very cute when she posted them on Instagram. So definitely, if you can snag one of her bags before they sell out, immediately do so, because they are great socks and even hat size project bags. They're wonderful. Speaking of, I'm probably going to put my Felici socks back into the fall bag because I want to use it all year round. I don't care that it has pumpkins on it. I want to use it 24/7, so why not? I can do what I want. More WIPs. I'm looking over here at my notebook as if I'm supposed to magically know what to talk about, and all of my projects are in front of me, clearly ready to be talked about. The last WIP that I have is this ear warmer that I was working on last time, and I did not get a lot of progress on it. I did 9 rows from my little progress keeper there. Let's see if I can get him to show up. He's not as easy to see as the owls are, but he is a dragon. And I am knitting these, again, ChiaoGoo, red lace, 16-inch needles, cable, 16-inch cable, but these are a size 8, which is a 5mm. And this yarn, I found out, is Caron. I just lost it. So I actually have the cake here of what this is. This is Caron Blossom Cake, and I love it. This is it's supposed to be kind of like a bulky yarn because it tells you to use, oh no, it's a medium. It's a worsted weight. It is 61% cotton, 39% acrylic. So the acrylic gives it a nice softness to it, but the cotton gives it the durability, which makes it wonderful for ear warmers. It would probably also make a fantastic hat because of the durability to it, but it does have the halo to it. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. This colorway is denim or blue denim. I can't really remember if it had the name blue in it or not, but it's very obvious why that's called denim. This cake that I just showed you guys with the mostly blue with a little bit of purple in it is called, hold on, it has the name on here somewhere as I'm just throwing it around like a ball, Crocus. Okay, interesting. But yeah, this yarn weight color is Crocus. Another great, soft, durable yarn that I have very much enjoyed making some ear warmers out of. Now I'm kind of curious if I could make a hat out of it, but I don't know what pattern I would use for that. So that is a to be determined on whether or not I would make a hat with that yarn, but it works up so nice. Like I said, it is extremely soft for these ear warmers, and it is very durable as well. So that is truly all that I have worked on. Period. Put a pin in it. It's done. The last things that I want to talk to you about are my future cast-ons. and none of them are new. So outside of the Buddy Felici that I'm going to cast on soon. And I'll cast those on after I finish my Freckled Whimsy socks. That's when I'll do my Buddy socks. The next thing, I already talked about my son's blue hat, but I had been working on a blanket. Hold on. Okay. This blanket, to be exact. I had been working on this blanket years ago. I don't even think I have it in my notebook of when I started this blanket. Actually, according to my notebook, I started it January 30th of 2023. I'm almost certain that's not the right date. But I don't know. I might have it on Ravelry, I'm not sure, but I could go back on my Instagram and look, because I know that I have posted about it on my Instagram a very long time ago, and that would tell me if that date is remotely similar to when I started working on this blanket. But regardless, going back to that, Instagram says that I was working on it in September of 2023. So that's a positive outlook. And then I don't think I have it. Oh, hold up. No, you know what? Go past Lindsay, because you were correct in the fact that you did start this blanket in January, because you just found a post from February 5th, 2023 of when this blanket was started, and you only have 2 rows on it. So I'm sorry for not trusting you on that. You were correct. My bad. I'm not a liar. I'm a truther. Okay, so this blanket, I'm gonna show it to you sideways. It's the waffle stitch blanket. Look at that. Look at all those dimples in this blanket. The texture on this, the squish, the stretch. I love it so much. This blanket is very long. I don't even know that I could properly extend it. Yeah, no, it's not even going to be showing up on camera. But it is a huge blanket. It is wider than my dining room table that I'm sitting at right now. It is a beast, and it is going to be so soft. But this blanket was started, sorry, I'm looking for progress keepers in it and I don't see any. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to add progress keepers to this blanket so that the next time I pull it out, I know that I talked about it, because it's going to have a progress keeper. I'm going to take my lemon charm. There we go. That was on my granny stitch blanket. And I'm going to put it right there at the start, right there where the yarn is. But anyway, I had bought the yarn for this blanket forever ago because it's Big Twist. It is Big Twist value in the colorway mustard, but to me it looks like the perfect waffle color, so that's why the blanket is a waffle stitch blanket. But this colorway, when Joann's went out of business, was no longer available to me, and I was heartbroken. So for my birthday, me and my husband, we went to the bookstore, we went to the yarn store, we went walking around and stuff like that, and I just happened to walk into Michael's and see Big Twist mustard yarn. So I bought it. I bought 2 of the value pound of the mustard yarn, and I think I bought 2 of the regular skein size mustard yarn. Is that going to be enough for this blanket? I don't know, but I won't know until I actually work on it and put the effort into it. So I am going to resume working on this blanket probably in the evenings after life settles down, and get this worked back up again. It's so big that it doesn't even have a home as far as a project bag goes. It is literally living in one of the cubes that sits in my cube shelf behind me. So it has been down in that bottom corner because I debated all last year on ripping out that yarn and using it for something else. I know that I could have made hats with it and stuff like that. I could have probably even done baby blankets in the waffle stitch pattern. I wanted this for me and my husband so bad. And when I found that yarn for my birthday, I probably squealed, but I was so happy. So yeah, I have already purchased yarn for January. We'll go over that at the end of the month. But I am so excited to get that colorway so that I can finish this blanket, or I guess resume this blanket. It's not very big, but I am so happy to get that back into the works. And then the other things that I want to work on is my stash, because it is exponentially too large. I have 2 of these 3x3 cubic shelves filled with yarn. I shouldn't say filled with yarn, because one of the cubbies holds all my project bags. One of my cubbies holds all my notions, my needles, my tape measures, my crochet hooks, everything like that is in one of the cubbies. And then another one of the cubbies holds everything for podcasting. So out of the, out of the 18 cubes, I use 15 of them, so a lot of yarn. And then we have an under the stairs closet. It has a half bookshelf, one of the 3-tier bookshelves, filled with yarn, filled. It also has bags in there from buying like bulk yarn from like Joann's when they were going out of business, because I definitely took advantage of that sale and bought a lot of yarn. And then, not to mention all of the yarn that is currently upstairs in my closet where the original storage for my yarn was. So I have enough stash to work on socks and blankets and hats and ear warmers for probably a good 5 years and not run out. And that's the God's honest truth. I have so much. There is no reason for me to go and buy any more yarn. Now, the only exception to that this year is going to be custom orders. I will purchase yarn if someone wants a specific order done, such as scrunchies, a hat, or a blanket. That I will purchase yarn for, but I will not be leisurely purchasing yarn. I need to work for my stash. That is my goal. Yeah. So let's talk about reading and watching. For reading, I am reading Crown of Midnight, which is the second book in the Throne of Glass series. I am halfway through that book, and I am very much enjoying it. And for watching, I am still watching Supernatural, taking that as it comes whenever I get the free time. And I'm also doing the Bible recap. This is my first year doing it all the way through, and I have been enjoying that as well, being only 2 weeks into it, but still very enjoyable. And then for life, we have not been doing much. Emeris's counts for his leukemia have been quite low, so he is on a chemo hold recently. We are staying home with him and not taking him out anywhere, so that the excess amount of germs that are in school and everywhere else in the world right now are at a minimum for his exposure. And that's kind of hard, because his sister doesn't get the blanket excuse of missing school the way he does. So she has to go to school, and they share a bedroom, which makes it even harder. But life will go on. We are working through some hurdles for that, trying to get just life in a better order. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say, except I'm going to find that buddy yarn. I am going to finish my hat, and then I am going to work on my waffle blanket, because it's going to bring me so much joy. I'm so excited to bring that back out. But that's all. I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. We are halfway through January already. It has gone by so fast, in my opinion. And hopefully I'll see you guys next week. Bye.